avocado. I'm pretty sure it's guacamolina.
Boom.
Ouch.
Clipped a little there.
Yeah,
I don't know why
fuck,
it's doing
dude.
that. Anyways, we're back.
Destroyed me.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh god, I'm watching the stream and it's like a lag. Sorry. What's up,
What's up,
guys?
fam? Welcome back to Fast Track Feedback Fridays
Feedback
again.
Friday. You want feedback?
Yep,
We got it, baby.
this is correct.
Yo, who?
Uh,
Avocado? Are you guacamolina? What's up? Hi to you both. Let's see, because you're putting in commands and shit. SR feedback join. I have no idea if that does anything. Rainmaker comes in, and I think Josh was saying it's associated with the streaming platform that we use called Lightstream. Fill this form before sending music. It's you today. I'm Blue Wolf. Why does that sound familiar?
oh, wait, that does sound familiar. Maybe
Blue
did we
Wolf.
review a track of
Yeah,
yours,
Blue Wolf.
Avocado?
Yeah,
Yeah,
send us another song.
yeah. Send us one. Send us another one for today.
Joggers are
The
memory.
sooner you do it, the more likely that we'll get into it during the stream.
It's just you to today. Where's the other guy gone? What's the other guy, Bo? There's two
I
guys,
get
right?
it must probably Bo.
And then Jada Mosley says, "What's up?" from the YouTube chat. What's up, Jada? We
Hey,
see
nice.
your song. We got you.
Yeah,
I think it's
Jada,
released too. So
good to
I'm
see
excited.
you again. And yeah, we're excited to listen to that as well.
Yeet.
For anybody that's new, oh man, I was trying to make it up in my head just now. Fast Track Feedback Fridays, the show with hot songs and even hotter takes.
Wow. We're gonna piss
Something like
people
that.
off. All right.
Actually, Sean Evans was on campus apparently a few days ago. I
Oh,
saw
hot
somebody,
ones.
somebody, yeah, somebody met him. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
what?
U of I alum.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That'd
All right.
be awesome to go on that show. The wings always look really
Um,
good.
yeah, that's kind of like that's an aspirational goal for sure.
Yeah, dog. Hey, man.
For
Before we get
anybody.
into it, what's your thoughts on Kanye? What would you give Donda? Speaking of music
How about
reviews,
you talk about it?
nah, I would take forever. Fuck it. I think it's
Well,
really good.
then I
So
can compensate for that because I have nothing to say because
mm.
I may not have had 2 hours to listen to it yet.
You didn't listen to it all? Oh,
No,
dude.
I did
I
not.
gotta say,
I'm not in with the pop culture. Sorry.
I gotta say, it really there's like really good spots there, but I think the climax of the album, you have to listen to like 23 songs to get to it out of 27.
Yeah, that's what
So
I've heard. I've heard a lot of the later stuff is good.
it's so good. But okay, yeah, let's give the people what they're asking for, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into this. All
Let's
right,
see. Listen
we've
that
got
makes me
some
rock.
random.
MP3. The
This
dream
song
selector.
on the
Okay.
screen right now was not a submission,
Oh
obviously.
yeah,
So let's
that's a good
let's
song
get the
too.
first one.
Yeah, RIPGs.
I think we've got Cam B up first.
Who's the first person up? Avocado. We got Can Be Ruminations. We got Ritus. What's the World? We got Group Chat Dancing Around. We got Jenna Mosley. It's not in this doc, but I know it's there somewhere. And it looks like you gave us a link too. But do you mind submitting it through the form so we could find it like easily? That'd be awesome.
That would be dope. Yeah, we're having a little bit of trouble pulling it up here
Cool.
with the email. Okay. You have Cam B's does have a description, which is cool. I think you
Damn,
submitted
dude, it's
one.
only 50 seconds. I sorry, what'd you
Well,
say?
hopefully it's a good 50 seconds.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I can say it. So it's a work in progress. So he says, "Hey guys, I'm back again. First thing I want to clarify is that yes, that picture was Thurgo from RuneScape on my last submission, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
I
saw
remember.
that.
Okay, I fucking called it, bro. I love RS. This time I wanted to try something a bit different with my vocals, but I'm not too sure how it turned out. I have a schizotypal personality disorder. I hadn't even heard of that. Schizotypal, just schizophrenic type beat uh, disorder, which makes it incredibly hard for me to express emotions, both physically and vocally, among other things. Ah, I see. This one was mixed by at Apollo, who I met in Bo's Discord. Very awesome, very cool. So you're through the Bo community, I see.
Nice. Making
Cool.
connections.
So yeah, it's a work in progress. Let's see. He wanted to try something different with his vocals. Not sure how it turned out. He has a personality disorder which makes him hard to express emotions, physically and vocally. So we'll try to keep that in mind and see what we can help you out with. But
Cool. Let's see how this
yeah,
compares to last week's.
yeah, for sure. So can be ruminations, prod herbs. You ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Be Kind of fire, dude.
Yeah, like that.
It looks like you lost another one.
Mentally lost in anxiety, don't want a bitch, is she just gonna lie to me quietly? Lost in a vision, calamity, sanity slowly descends. I don't care about no vanity, all in my head, but I feel like reality. I don't feel real with these demons surrounding me.
Sounds a little muffled.
I cannot relate to anyone else, yeah, it's bad for my health. Try to bring up my wealth, but it doesn't get better, it only get worse. No emotion, no hurt, no devotion, I'm burned, I'm tired. I just wanna go to sleep, I don't give a fuck if nobody noticed me.
50 seconds, bro. That's it. It's over.
Nice. It's
That's
it's a
it.
little sampler, like at the store.
Yeah, yeah. We need more. But Josh, what do you think? First impressions?
Yeah, I mean, so I was trying to think a little bit about what we heard last week from you, Cam.
Hmm.
And I
Wordscape,
think
shut up.
some of our actually you were in our featured clip today. We went on a little tangent about speaker systems because we were trying to figure out whether it was like the recording setup or the mixing setup or what determines the sonic timbre that we hear. And in this case, there's again like a little bit of a weird quality that's kind of hard to describe on the vocal processing. Um, and like it sounds like you've done a couple of kind of cool effects things to that vocal. I think what we may be getting at is it could sit a little bit better in the mix, like along with the beat in this one.
Mm-hmm.
That was at least what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but overall, yeah, I think this is a great start to a song. I don't know what you're planning on doing to it. I don't know if you want to let us know. Like, are you planning to make it longer, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or
That's a hit.
add sections, or like what are your plans? It would be good to know that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I think it sounds pretty good, especially from the beat side. Is definitely an improvement from last week.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is just getting it to sound like the beat and the vocal are part of the same song. But Chris, what are your first impressions?
And you heard me say it. The first impression was beat was dope, and then what is it? It's the vocals sound muffled. So kind of what Josh was saying, that it doesn't sit well in the mix. Really, it doesn't pop out, I should say. And typically vocals you'd want to, because that's the kind of thing that we're listening for. The words the first time. Like I couldn't make out too much of what you were saying. I got an overall theme of it, and really, to be honest, like uh, despite when you say that it's emotionless, there's a lot of music that's like this, that's talking about the lyrical content like this, that it matches pretty well. Like you could fit a niche pretty well, I think, and you don't have to worry about your disorder too much. I don't think. I think the biggest problem, really, and like the writing, I didn't seem that bad either. The biggest problem was either it's basically how the vocals sound in the mix, and um, I don't know. The first thing I thought of was, what's the mic like? Like, what kind of mic are you recording with? Josh mentioned effects. Um, yeah, it's a kind of similar thing. To me, it just sounds like there's either too much effects that's kind of making your voice sound hollow and it's not really punching out of the mix, um, or it could be just like kind of an iPhone mic. It just doesn't sound like a very high quality recording. So if I were you, I would try to, or it could be room noise. Like maybe the room is just too reverberating and it's giving the color, uh, maybe unfavorable color to your vocals. So I would say try to get a better mic. Try to um, isolate the reflections of your room. Just like put a bunch of padding everywhere so that the sound doesn't reflect everywhere. Then come to your mic again, and then just cool with the vocals. I think in the beginning when you're mixing vocals, um, it's important to get the really simple things done first, like just how it sits in the mix, volume wise, for example, and then frequency range. And then when that's mastered, and then everybody can tell what you're saying, that's the time I think to splash in the crazy effects that you're putting here. But yeah, I think there's potential. The beat really does rock. Like Prod Herbs, shout out to Herbs. He was pretty dope. But yeah, that was my first impression slash overall review. Yeah,
I might have to. I think this was the same thing that we talked about with his track last week about the mic thing.
yeah,
I'm sort of a little. I'm not quite sure, like if it's actually a mic thing. I think it's a little bit hard to tell in this one, like whether
yeah.
it's just the way that it's been processed or mixed and stuff. And
Can be. Let us know
yeah, let us know what,
so we
like
can
it would
help.
be good to know what mic you're using actually. What I was listening for on this one, I did not hear any room noise. Like usually if somebody's in a space that's not treated and that's a problem with their recording, you
Yeah.
can hear it. You can hear the remnants of that. I didn't
Mm.
hear I specifically was listening for that. I didn't hear it at all in this one. It's possible he used a really, like a hard gate, like a noise gate or
Mm.
some sort of denoising thing. But I sense that probably the recording setup isn't as big of a problem as it could be. It doesn't sound terrible to me, but it
Mm.
could be a mix between maybe the mic has some weird sonic signature that's bringing out a frequency range of the voice that's not, doesn't serve the purpose that we want it to in these songs, or it's just again a mixing thing, a processing thing of like getting your vocals to sit well in the track that you
Mm.
put around them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the main thing that I think both of us kind of heard.
How
Um,
could you said you didn't think it was noise. I might have missed that. How did you tell that it wasn't room noise?
I mean, it just sounded tight enough around the end of
Mm.
the phrases that there wasn't any like overhang.
Mm.
Basically, what you're listening for is like a short reverb, pretty much,
Okay.
or sort of like coloration that
Mm.
is sort of time, like changes with time a little bit because
Mm.
the
Mm.
stuff is bouncing around. I didn't hear any of that. It sounded pretty tight to me.
Okay.
But yeah, the spectrum, the
You got
frequency
the
wise,
ear.
was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Um, so then let's go into the ratings categories.
Yes.
Um, so for vibes, I thought it was a good vibe. I liked it. Uh, maybe even a little bit more than the vibes of last week's song.
Yeah, I think so
Uh,
too.
yeah, I just want to hear more, obviously.
Yeah.
So I mean, vibes. I would give it a. There's a lot of room to go because it's only 50
Mhm.
seconds. I would give it like a lemon lime there.
Mhm.
Um, and then for content, definitely develop just because you need to have probably more content to make it a song.
Mm.
Um, Otherwise, it doesn't really have much of a like message or what's the song trying to do. Um, and then for production, I would say also like probably in the orange for this one. It doesn't sound like a whole lot has been done cohesively to it as a mix.
Mm.
So probably just want to go and try it out on different speakers, get some feedback, learn more mixing skills and stuff if that's the solution,
Yeah.
to get it to sound more cohesive.
Yeah, it sounds like it was mixed by a friend, Apollo. So try to relay this video to them.
Yeah,
That'd be
definitely.
that'd be awesome. And like we'd like to know, like you could even send us stems or something. Just be like, hey, this is what the original recording sounds like. This is what Apollo did. Did he fuck it up, or was it my mic? Maybe that could help us. We're down to help. For me, vibes. I think I do like this one a little bit better than the other one. Um, I think emotions are fine. Maybe one thing, and people might conflate the two, but energy. I always love a lot of energy in music. Even if you're emotionless, I think you can kind of bring energy if that makes sense. And I think it kind of manifests from just being confident on your delivery. There's a difference between kind of just speaking or reading rap vocals into a microphone versus like spitting it. And uh, I think you have some energy, but I'm hearing like it's a little held back. So yeah, emotionally, I think it's fine. I think energy is the thing that I'm more listening for, but I didn't sense anything too weird elsewise with vibes. So vibes, I'll go lemon lime for that. Content, uh, I mean, it's hard to say because it's so short. So beat was dope. Lyrics seem pretty decent. I'll give maybe a lemon lime there. Production, that's where my uh, issue is with it because with my first impression, right? Like you heard it right away. I'm like, it sounds muffled. And well, our goal with Fast Track is to try to get people listening, get your music to like the threshold point where somebody doesn't worry about how it's produced. Like it's from there, we want it to just be subjective. Like, oh, I like this or oh, I don't like this. But in terms of how it sounds professional. So it's not there yet, and because of the reasons we outlined before, I would say it's orange. And overall, I think it's developed.
Yeah. I don't think I gave my total. I would also say that
Oh,
it's
sorry.
it's just a develop. Because
Mhm.
yeah, there's stuff on most fronts that could use some work, but it's definitely on the way.
Yeah,
So yeah, looks like we've got some stuff going on in the chat.
yeah.
K
I need to shout
Suave,
it out.
K Suave
Yeah,
is here.
Dude, Jada Mosley
Avocado.
asked before too if we listened to the Drake album, and I haven't
Oh,
actually. I'm not the biggest
yeah.
fan of Drake, but I've heard some mixed things. What do you think about it, Jada? I'm a huge Kanye fan, so we'll see. But yeah, how did Drake's album go? Yeah,
Yeah, and
and then
At Odds is here too.
yeah,
That's
at odds.
awesome.
Let's
What's up?
go.
What's up, man?
Got more music
Uh,
for us, bro? That fucking last song was like we said, it was an art piece. It was ridiculous.
yeah, that
So
was crazy.
you know, shouts out.
I see Avocado is asking about he said I can only send song in here because well it said no question to put song in. I don't know what said that exactly.
Let me see.
It would be easier. It'd be easier for us a little bit if you could send it through the form also. But yeah, we can add that to our queue at the end there.
I can only send song in here because, well, it said no question to put song in. Oh, there should be a question that says link, like link your song. But okay, I
Yeah,
mean,
link to
well,
your track, but that's okay.
yeah, we have it covered. So, yeah, Blight Boys, fucking K Suave in from work. What's up, bro? Get back to work. What are you doing? Make that money. Don't get fired. No, I'm just kidding. Appreciate you tuning in. We got that boy KD. What's up? Can ask feedback for my newest track. Yeah, of course. Send it in to our forum. You see Avocado linking it. Hopefully it works for you. I think I might have a purple track for y'all. Bet, bro. We've been waiting for a purple jack, and I know
Oh
that you're
shit,
capable of it.
you
Let's
better.
see. I like the track with Lil Wayne and the one off Future off of Drake's album. Oh shit. Okay. This sound like goat features. I think I'm a fan of both of them more than I am Drake, but um, Avocado, me next, I guess. We'll decide what the order is. Thank you. That we have some people in the line, but yeah, we got you on cue for sure. Okay, do you want to go to the next song?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right. So we got
Oh,
Rightas.
there's a
Rightas.
there's a backstory to this one.
All right.
Rightas, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is
Yeah.
Lucas Kulbis's brother. From
Okay.
iVenture.
Oh
And
shit. Okay.
I
Dope.
I talked to Lucas earlier this week because his brother is trying to do music full time this semester, and he's
Oh.
trying to learn his way around the ropes of production and I think playing guitar,
Whoa.
and making music. So he wants to sort of be a guinea pig for FastTrack and see how we can help out.
Rightas. Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Looking
and we
forward
can
to
talk
it. Shout
to
out Lucas.
we can have a chat also, right, Tess, if you want to talk about what you're doing this semester.
Yeah,
But
for real.
yeah, so he sent in a song here. It's got a description. It's called "What's the World." Work in progress. I decided to challenge myself on this project by limiting myself to recording solely with an acoustic guitar in my voice. That's a fun challenge to do. I have a very small budget and I have never released this kind of music. I was wondering if you guys ever work with acoustics and how that process looks. What kind of microphones do you use? What system do you use to set them up? What are the biggest challenges? Okay, so I talked about this a little bit with Lucas,
Hmm.
but right, Toss, again, we can we can chat about this, one on one.
Hmm.
I don't want to really go too into detail about that. I'll
Yeah.
just say that there are a lot of really good microphones that are good for all around stuff. Like for, in your case, recording acoustic guitars and vocals. There's stuff out there that's, below $200 or around
Hmm.
the $200 mark. That's quite good.
Bro, put
And
us
then of
on.
course, yeah, then there's like the techniques for, one
Mic
example
engineer.
is like the CAD M179. That's a really good one. It's a multi-pattern condenser.
Hmm.
So it can do like omnidirectional, figure eight, cardioid, supercardioid.
Hmm.
It's got like some cut filters and pads and stuff. That's a really good one.
Mm-mm. I definitely want to ask you about that. I'm also interested in this kind of space of acoustic and voice, but yeah, maybe I'll listen to it or I'll ask you afterward. So we'll probably
Yeah,
hear
for sure.
some stuff. But
Yeah, if
cool.
anybody else wants to hear about this, let us know in the chat, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I think we've got a lot of hip hop folks here that are probably working more in the box. But
Yeah.
even for vocals,
Let's do it.
All
Are you ready?
right, so yeah, let's go ahead and listen to it.
Yeah. Write us. What's the world? 3, 2, 1.
Let's go to Greece, then buy tickets to Belize. We'll see Amsterdam.
Is this
and
all
then
him?
Japan, North Tinder,
I think it is.
Taiwanese.
Wow.
Let's see Peru, feel
Siblings.
the heat in Timbuktu. Then we'll ditch our plans for Paris, France, and dance under the moon. 'Cause when we're old and gray, life gets in the way. Do my best so we can say, What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? A place that's best when you're right next to me. What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? What's the world to me? Throw a dart at a map or flip a coin. I don't care if we end up in West Des Moines, but I won't dare to be the one to make that choice. But that's okay, we'll make our way back to the start of a brand new day, in a brand new feeling, in a brand new place. Cause I've never been one just sit and wait. I got a pretty good feeling that you're the same, right? What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? A place that's best when you're right next to me. What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? What's the world to me? Need your time, pack your bags, leave the rest. It's just me, you and the road, we're going west. I'm obsessed and that's okay. I'ma take you around the world and back in one day. What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? A place that's best when you're right next to me. What's the world to me? A place I know, a place I've seen. What's the world to me? What's the world to me?
Bow, bow. What's up, me?
Wow.
Hey, that was great. Right ass, what's the world? Or right ass, sorry, not right ass. Right ass, what's the world? Lush vocals, man.
Yeah.
He's got talent. He can sing pretty well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
Dude, I gotta be honest. I did not have a chance. I didn't listen to any of his stuff yet before this.
Mhm.
I'm super fucking impressed, honestly.
Yeah.
Apparently he's only been playing guitar for like 2 or 3 years, from what I
Wow.
hear.
Mhm.
And yeah, that sounded solid. Like Chris said, super lush vocals.
Mm.
Overall,
Layers are
I mean,
ridiculous.
yeah, this definitely is. What's the style? What is this reminiscent of? Is it like
I was
of
thinking of Milky Chance, but without the beat. Like that,
there's
I want you, we could get it on the floor. That song?
is
We
it
could
am
dance
I
like
thinking of Monsters and Men? There's like an
Yeah,
era
there's in that vibe, yeah.
like
Mumford and
20
Sons, kinda?
like yeah, like 2012-ish. There
Uh-huh.
was like a bunch of those indie sort of
Folk.
bands that had this sort of vibe to
Deep.
it. Yeah, like indie folk kind of.
Yep, indie folk.
Um
Milky
and that's
Chance.
cool. Right, that's cool, but I would want to hear sort of like um I want to sort of get even more personality out of like you,
Mm,
right? Like
mm,
this is very good at matching that vibe.
mm,
But I could sort of see you like taking that and then making it even more unique and sort of innovative.
mm.
So I would definitely look forward to hearing what else you're making. If this was your challenge for just using your guitar and acoustic, or your acoustic and vocals,
Yeah,
that's awesome. And then
yeah.
maybe that's the way that this one sounds the way it does too. Um, but wow, yeah, I mean, the main thing that I can think of right now in terms of improvement would be just achieving a little bit better separation
Mm,
between your different layers. So
mm,
right now, everything is kind of this one big lush soundscape, but things are kind of blurred together a lot. Um, for your like, there are certain groups that you do want to blur together, like your backing vocals, which is done really well here.
mm.
But you also sometimes want a little bit of stereo separation even between those things, as well as just carving out a frequency space for each of your components.
Yeah,
Right now, everything's kind of blending together, and it becomes a little bit hard to hear what the individual parts are actually doing throughout.
yeah.
So I would just want to hear a little bit of mixing work on like, removing some extraneous frequencies from your guitar tracks or your vocals and doing a little bit of panning and making clearer exactly what's going on to the listener, making it a little more immersive.
I think it's
Um,
especially apparent at the end, like that whole kind of back half where
yeah,
there's a bunch of different parts going on, and it sounds like it's really good. They all sound good individually, but when it all comes together, it's like kind of a sound wall, and I can't tell what's happening with any real clarity. So
right.
be wary on that.
Just a little bit of clashing there. You can see on the waveform it gets louder as volumes go up and more stuff comes in.
Mm,
So definitely like a sort of easy tip. It's often a good idea to do your most important mixing decisions in the loudest part of the song, because
mm,
that's usually where the most clashing and stuff happens, and that's where your sort of roof is for compression, leveling, and all that stuff.
Yep.
So you might want to reference a lot of those decisions from that end part of the song.
Yep.
All
I
right.
just noted that down for a marker tip.
Yeah, for
I'm on
sure.
top of it. Yeah.
All right. Should we do
But we got
the
some love in
ratings?
the chat though. Jada Mosley says she loves this.
Oh, and
Um,
Zach, I just saw you're here. What the fuck is up, dude?
yeah, Zach is at a pregame right now, but he had to show love, so appreciate you, dog.
Let's go.
Go get your drink on. I had just finished my cup of whiskey actually, so drink up. For me, let me go back to we got vibes, we got content, we got production. Vibes, I think Josh hit it nail on the head. That vibe era of 2012 Mumford and Sons, Milky Chance was the first thing that came to mind. It really reminded me of that. I forgot what that song's called. Something dance, stolen dance, I think is what it's called, but without a beat. Had that offbeat dun, 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 with it, and you had that silky vocals. It sounded really good. I could tell that you can really sing, and when the layers come together, it's really lush. So vibes, yeah, that's a green. Content, yeah, I'd say for the most part, I don't think I got bored through it. I did get confused at the end just because I know that you tried to, uh, I appreciated the what is it, the progression. It was something different to listen to. It was nice, but it did seem kind of all smashed together. And I would like a little more separation between the parts. And I also didn't know which part was the main thing to listen to. I don't know what was the backing vocals. I don't know what was the main vocals at the end. So it was hard to listen to what you were trying to say at the end there. So content, I would say it's a develop. Production, the first thing that came to mind. So you heard my live reaction. It was, wow, this is really lush vocals, like super super talented. And then sibilance. There's some points where you say, I think it's like what's, but that end sound, it's really really strong, at least on my end. And oh, looks like it says you are no longer live. I don't know what happened. Uh, well, it looks like I'm still here, but Josh isn't. So
No,
we'll
I
see.
should be back. I got an attempting to reconnect thing that wouldn't go away for some
Oh,
reason.
okay,
So
okay.
we should be back.
That was
Sorry,
weird. All
sorry
right.
about that. Sorry about the scare.
No, it's funny. Was a sibilance. So yeah, there's just some points where the T's and S sounds, um, they they are very very present in the mix, and so much so, and especially I think it's because all of them are layering on top of each together. They're just adding together in that same frequency spot that sometimes it hurts to listen to, and that's that's really hard to deal with as a listener. Like I had to turn down my volume because of that, and it's an acoustic song, right? Like you don't want that to happen. The last thing you want is pain for the listener. So I would try to find that sibilance frequency range. It's typically sitting around anywhere from eight to 11K, something like that. Just take a look there on your vocal bus on each of the vocal tracks. Put a de-esser on it, and then try to duck that frequency a little bit because it was a little harsh. So production wise, I would say it's a yellow. I would definitely revisit that as a mixer. Um, but the layering sounded decent. Maybe it's a orange because I do want. Uh, I agree with what Josh was saying about the um, kind of stereo spacing and try to separate the different layers that you're doing. But it's ambitious, it's lush, and I can tell you're super talented. And I can't believe that we are one connection away from you. So that's pretty cool. In person, I should say. So yeah, my overall, I think it's a develop because it's not quite there yet, in my opinion. It looks like it's a work in progress. So I'm glad that we caught it. And I'm looking forward to more of your stuff and the release. So nice.
Yeah, that was all well said.
Thank
I
you.
would say just a little bit. I'll keep it concise for this because we're starting to get a lot of people saying they want to submit now. Maybe we
Hey,
should
hey,
just stop taking submissions during the week and get all of them during the stream.
maybe. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, vibes. I would say you've got a very, very cohesive vibe going here. I like I said before, would just want to hear like how can you take this and make it even more your own, even more unique. So I would give some shade of green, like a light shade of green for vibes. For content, I would say, yeah, honestly, like it's a 2 minute song. I thought it was structured pretty well for being within that time frame. Again, I think there might be a room for some sort of flair somewhere within that, but maybe not super necessary. So I would give content again, a light shade of green, somewhere between green and yellow, but closer to the green side for this.
Yeah.
And then production, I would give a develop, just because I think there's some sort of basic things that should be done to the mix to make it radio ready, as they call it.
Yeah.
And then track total, I would give it definitely a chartreuse. It's on the way. But yeah, there's a couple of things, like we said, that can be done to take it up to the next level. Right now, it's very enjoyable. So yeah, great job on this. Hope we can talk soon too and figure out your plan. That's super exciting.
Yeah, for real. I mean, are you a student? Like all this shit, all this shit I want to ask you about. Yeah, I don't know if I give my track total. I think it's a yellow because I would do a lot for the mix, quite frankly. But yeah, the talent is there for real. Good job. And this was
Definitely.
a challenge. He was restricting himself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, those
Remember
challenges
that.
are fun. Here's kind of an embarrassing fact.
What's that?
I did a similar challenge a few years ago, a number of years ago, so it's pretty far removed now. Me and a friend recorded Wonderwall.
Oof.
But
Oof.
the challenge
Yeah.
was to only use acoustic guitar and vocals similarly to this. And so I
Mhm.
ended up but I wanted to have like drum sounds and like a bass sound. And so I did the drums on the back surface of the acoustic guitar. And
Yeah,
then
that's dope.
I think I did some processing to make one of them sound like a kick and one closer to a snare.
That's dope.
Some lush reverb. And then I used an EBow. It's like this electromagnetic thing that resonates your guitar strings
Sheesh.
to play like a low cello part that I octavized down. It's a fun challenge to do that kind of stuff.
That's crazy. Fuck,
Just
dude.
don't
You
do it with
he just
Wonderwall.
blew you out of the water. Sorry, Ritus. Get out of here.
No. This is way better than that. I can assure you.
Okay, good. It's Wonderwall, so
Exactly.
K-Suave says, "What's the queue looking like?" I'm at work. Well, apparently it's growing bigger and bigger because people in chat they are asking us to send stuff, and we say yes. So we'll let you know if you submit something, and if you're up, K-Suave, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't get fired.
I think we've got
Speaking of
4
which,
more.
leans. Go ahead and send your track if you can find the form. Thank you. Shouts out to Avocado for spamming the link in the chat. We appreciate that.
Yes.
So
Let's
it's
go.
like we have our own mod. It's awesome. Justin MTJ says, "What's up, bros? Not much, bro. How you
Hey,
been?
Justin from
Happy
group
Friday."
chat.
Oh, sheesh.
We're about to get to your guys' song, I believe, right now. So
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the other guys on. Get Jimmy and Aiden on if you're not here already, guys.
All the boys.
Let's fucking do this.
Finally, a group chat fucking release. Is this their first release on like Spotify or
This
am I
is.
dumb? Okay. I was like,
It's their debut.
all right. I don't think I've followed them. Let me go ahead and follow them just real quick. Support your artist out there, Josh. I don't know if you're showing the people on the screen, but hit that follow button for them so they can see. They got
Yeah.
230 monthly listeners already. Let's go.
Yes,
All right.
let's go.
Cool.
All right.
Do you want to straight up listen to it? I don't think there's a description for it.
Yeah, there's no description. I'll be honest, I actually submitted this for them.
Oh, you
But
did?
it's
Oh
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
there's no description. Saw them earlier this week, and they're working on stuff, man. They've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, which is pretty cool. Some cool stuff coming around the corner. But yeah,
dope.
as far as I know, if I can give any description to this is their debut single.
Fire.
And yeah, I guess let's just listen to it.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I hit the wrong play button.
Hey girl, what you doing round here? You've been coming around this way for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know, but the groove here really gets hard. You've been saying that you're alright. That drink from downstairs got you feeling fine. Friend said to leave at 1, but you probably forgot. Don't forget that.
I remember this.
I won't tell us when you're searching around and there's nothing to be found. Keep it loose but not too tight. When we're dancing around, everybody's moving, laughing, screaming, shouting. We're dancing around. Gotta keep yourself alive.
go, Keys. Let's
when
go,
we're
Keys.
dancing around.
That was
Guacamolina
that was
in
satisfying.
the chat.
Everybody's loose now. Give it some time, let the vibe reach out. 7 shots later, 2 pours great high. Was a word of fame.
So
Falsetto.
Some have taken its toll. Those moves don't matter when you're on the floor. Now you're leaving with some guy you don't know his name. Can't you see it's all the same? And I won't tell us when you're searching around and there's nothing to be found. Keep it loose but not too tight. When we're dancing around, everybody's moving, laughing, screaming, shouting. We're dancing around. Gotta keep yourself alive. When we're dancing around.
This sounds new.
I don't know when it's
I think they added it yet.
It's not too late to fight it. Take on the flame, not still young, let's take it there.
Dope.
The night won't tell us when you're searching around and there's nothing to be found. Keep it loose but not too tight. When we're dancing around, everybody's moving, laughing, screaming, shouting. We're dancing around. Gotta keep yourself alive. When we're dancing around.
Oh, get it, Keys.
Yeah.
Let's go, drum.
Marcelo.
Let's go, drum at the end there. That was fire. Oh shit. I think it started playing again for me. Sorry about that.
There we go.
But that
All
was
right.
dope. Dancing around. Fuck, dude.
Dancing around.
Woo! That's dancing around in the purple zone for me. We'll see. Josh, what do you think about the? What are your first impressions, man?
I mean, first of all, I think we should kind of just give them like an applause for getting their first single out. It's
Yeah, dude.
always pretty awesome for you know.
I think we heard 2 versions of this before, by the way.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah, group chat is setting the example here for everybody of like send us your in progress stuff and then we can give you feedback and then work towards it and then send us the released one. And it's so cool to see the the difference between the two.
So cool.
But yeah, I mean, big props to fucking forming a band and then writing these songs and then going in and making it happen and having these sessions, going through the songwriting and changing stuff around and adding shit and just jamming and it's super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats on that. I would
I
say
remember when
like
there was like no vocals on this. It was ridiculous, and the vocalist
I
now.
know.
Woo, she.
Yeah, man,
Sorry, go for it, go for
long way.
Yeah.
But I'll just go through the categories directly and give comments around them, I guess.
Do it.
So for vibes, love the vibes. This is a super fun one, and I think it's like you guys also do live shows occasionally. This is a really good song to have in your arsenal to like get people dancing around, literally. And the more that I've listened to it, I think it has this really cool vibe that I can sort of visualize, like the scene of like this party thing, like like dancing around, like you got to keep yourself alive, like that whole kind of thing. Pretty cool. So yeah, vibes I would definitely give a green to for sure. Content, I also think this is really well written and arranged. I think you guys clearly put in the time. I think Justin probably did the writing, the lyrics at least, and writing and all that stuff.
Singer? Okay.
Yeah. Justin's here. He said wedding
Great work.
scene. Nice.
Yeah, I could see that shit.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, it is say dancing around, but
Crazy
you're kind of it's kind of like keeping a serious vibe to it. They were talking about some real shit. Like at one point, it was talking about a girl leaving with someone that she didn't know, and I think the
Yeah,
singer
yeah,
was trying to like convince her otherwise, or say that that's just weird or something. Maybe I got that a different message entirely, but yeah, it has this weird serious vibe, but at the same time, you're talking about dancing. So I don't know.
yeah.
Anyways, I interrupted you. Sorry.
I mean, I thought it illustrated really well. Like, you know, the verses and the chorus were just really illustrative, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, for content again, I feel like you guys, you know, put the thought into how you wanted it to be arranged and making sure that the arrangement is engaging for the listener. So yeah, that stuff all went well. The lyrics are good.
Mm.
So yeah, I would say that's definitely a green. Production is the place that I've also had some time because I've listened to this a couple times over the past week,
Yeah.
sort of to dig into it.
Yeah.
And interestingly, when I listened to it in my car,
Mm.
was when the most things were illuminated to me.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys had a chance to listen across a bunch of different systems critically or not,
Mm.
but there are a couple of areas where, like relative to the rest of my library, there are things that sound like they're sort of missing in the frequency area. There is I think like in the lower mid range or the lower low end like sub bass, there seems to be a hole in there. So I don't know if like in the
Mm.
studio, I think you guys got it mixed like at Classic Studios. Shout out to them.
Sheesh.
But I don't know if that room, like if the speaker system has enough sub, or maybe it does, or maybe it doesn't, or just the mixing that went into it, or something. But I thought there were a few frequency things that could definitely be evened out a little bit to make it sound like that radio ready quality.
Mm.
I think there's still some distance to go from where this is at right now to that.
Mm.
Um, which is also, again, we talk about this all the time, is totally fine because you can add tracks again. Me and Zach talked about this too, actually. You can add tracks again through your publishing service if you
Yeah.
want to update the audio, and everything
Mm.
else stays in place.
Yeah.
And if you guys are going to be putting this onto an EP at some point or an album, you're going to want to have everything mastered to be like relatively level and balanced with each other. So you'll probably go through another mastering process at some point, anyways. That was
Mm.
my number one tip as far as like actionable with this. Get somebody else who's not mixing it to master it. Most important thing that I've fucked up on before,
Mm.
because it's just perceptual bandwidth, right? Like the person who's mixing it has spent so many hours listening to the track in front of their speaker system in their room with their ears. It's almost impossible for them to objectively master the track. And you just get a second set of expertise on the track to be able to make sure that by the time it reaches our ears, it's gone through the filters, right? And
Mm.
it's well, literally gone through the filters, but I mean like the great filter of just getting it to that top quality or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's my sort of production stuff. There weren't a whole lot of other specifics I had aside from one very minute thing that I noticed recently.
Yeah.
Or actually, sorry, there's two. One before that, the snare gets lost a lot throughout the
Mm.
track. Actually,
Mm.
that partly it could be a recording thing. I sort of doubt it though. It's probably a mixing thing. I've found in rock records the snare is the hardest thing to get through the mix, people to
Mm.
hear, because there's a lot of mid range happening with guitars and vocals and keys even.
Mm.
You could try side chaining the snare to something. If there's something that's really obscuring that snare, you can do a mild side chain to it.
Mm.
Or you can just make sure that it's carved out. There's the right types of compression and EQ and everything on that snare. There's different techniques for doing that, but that's a big thing in making it sound professional and big, is for people to be able to really clearly hear the kick and the snare hits. And the kick
Yeah.
sometimes was getting lost a little bit too.
I was gonna say drums in general, which
Yeah.
is a shame because I'm a drummer and I listen for drums, and Marcelo was killing it, especially at the end. It sounded like it cut through
Yeah.
at the end, but yeah, throughout the whole time, I think Josh has got a point here. Yeah.
So yeah, these are the things that I often find, especially in rock records, that are required to make it have that quality you look for, like in the stuff that you're influenced by, right? Because like I mean, I think we have some similar influences actually, and I've
Mm.
sort of looked into that stuff, and it's like the drums hit super hard and they punch right through the mix, and so they sound up front, and it gives this sort of polished sheen to the track.
Shit.
And then obviously, you know, your spectrum needs to be full, and the mastering thing can help you do that.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. The one last very, very minute tip that I realized just today, actually, this is weird to me. The keyboard part, that solo at the end, is
Hmm.
slightly out of tune with everything else.
Hmm.
And it could be one of two things. Either there's a guitar or a bass or something, it probably maybe a guitar that is a little bit out of tune at the end of the track. And
Hmm.
so the two are off. The less likely possibility is that the keyboard patch has some sort of detune thing on it or something. I doubt that a little bit more, because usually keyboards are perfectly tuned, obviously. But that's
I didn't
super
notice that too much.
super important for. Yeah, I didn't notice it the first few times either. But then I listened that there's like a little bit of dissonance there, and again, it's a thing that I've experienced with when you're dealing with physical instruments recording. Tuning is one of the most important things for, again, getting that radio ready production quality. If
Hmm.
things are out of tune with each other, it's almost impossible to get to that level.
Hmm.
So that was the smallest thing that I could think of. But yeah, I wanted to try to give you guys as much information and detail in this as possible, because I know you guys are continuing to work on stuff, and this is your first shot at a release. So I mean, again, I said at the beginning, this is like extremely impressive, yeah, for being your guys' first single, and you guys just formed like 6 months ago or something. I might be a little bit off on that.
Wow.
But yeah, I can't fucking wait to hear more stuff from you guys. See you guys live, hopefully within the next few months.
Yeah.
And yeah, just and hang out, obviously. But yeah, just keep it up. Looking
Dope.
forward to it. Chris, what do you think?
Dope. Let me see if I can try to keep it concise, because Josh went in, and yeah, I think I
I kept it
agree.
concise in the last one.
Yeah, you're right.
To make
You're right.
up for
I
it.
went in. Yeah, with vibes. Yeah, I think it's green as well. I mean, I've liked this song every time you guys showed it to me. I always say that it sounds like an anime opening, but then the vocals come in and it gives it a different vibe. But yeah, I like this vibe. Uh, let's see. So green on that. Content wise, I love the little change ups that you guys do. The bridge, I think I haven't heard come. I don't think I've heard that before. So that was really really cool. That was maybe more towards the mid end of the song. There's also like in the beginning where there's a keyboard solo, and then it like kind of goes sparse. I think that like the instruments drop out and then it comes back. Oh, that was super cool to listen to.
That's
I
nice.
love that. I
Yeah,
loved
those
it.
things are great.
Um, so content, I think it's a green as well. Production, yeah, I agree with Josh, especially on the drums. And I might be biased, disclaimer, because I'm a drummer and I listen for it. And Marcelo was chopping it up, killing it with his fills, especially near the end. Like, give this man a highlight, man. I try to get him up more in the mix. I think it'll also just kind of give the sound of the entire track a bigger more professional sound. So I would take Josh's advice on the drum mixing portion, and I would give it a yellow to green. And yeah, what's your overall, dude?
Um, this is so fucking hard because like there's a special place in my heart for this song,
Me
right?
too.
But I also like the thing that we do here is we try to give the most constructive help that we can possible.
Yeah,
And the most constructive feedback, and we try to be like honest around it and sort of pertain to our scale. Like, you know, we try not to do nepotism as much as possible.
no,
Uh, so I mean, I would have to give it, if we had an axis that was between develop and top tier track, like if there's, I don't know what color that would be if you mix yellow and purple.
I
What
don't
would
know.
that be?
I don't
Yellow
know.
and purple. If anybody knows colors, like let us
Probably
know.
brown. Probably brown. It's not a good
Really?
color. It's not a good color.
Okay, so
No.
scratch that idea. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I
I
would
see what you mean, though.
definitely, for me, it's a light shade of green where there's just like those little subtle things that I sort of went into depth on, that I think are necessary realistically to take it up to that level where you are most likely to appeal to a very wide base of listeners.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say that yeah, it's like a light shade of green there for me. What about you?
Yeah, I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
he said green. He said green and purple make blue.
Green and purple make blue cap. Are you
So yellow
what?
and purple make some, maybe like a tealish color, or what would the other side of that be?
Green and purple make blue. Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute.
Wait,
No
do they?
way. No, they probably make brown. What?
No, but it's
Really?
light colors. It's light colors versus pigment colors. They're like the
Oh no.
opposite. Like if you combine all the colors in light, it becomes white. But if you combine all of them in pigment, it becomes like brown. But
Okay. Okay.
anyways, sorry.
This is
Go
design shit, bro.
ahead.
Let's
That's my
see. I
domain.
I myself didn't find so my biggest gripe in production. Like I didn't hear the detune, so maybe my ears just isn't as good. I do agree on the drums. So I think I'm a little bit higher on the green scale. Maybe it's like a decent light to decent green. Let's go Fantano. Light to decent green because I would do a little bit of changes to the drums, but yeah, I mean I was borderline on the purple as well in the beginning, just because I've heard this song grow so much, and there's some stuff arrangement wise that I really dug. I mean, shouts out to all you guys. You guys are super dope to listen to. Justin, you hit some falsettos there where I was just like, oof, while I was listening to it. So great work. Guacamolina when you had the shine on the keys. Although at the end I wanted you to go a little bit harder. So just heads up. Marcelo, you're going hard the whole time. Like I was in love with your fills, but yeah, we just need to bring you up. So yeah, for me it's a green. But yeah, thanks guys. That was super solid. I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah. I have
Who's
to
next?
say
It's
the
been
same.
like 1 million years, says Avocado. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
We're trying
I
to do our
saw that.
best. Okay.
Speaking of that, let's see who is next.
Yeah, who's next? Is it
Again,
Jada
thank you
Mosley?
guys. Send us more stuff as you're working at it, because I know you guys have stuff in the pipeline.
Dude, I need to see you guys fucking live too. It's gotta be ridiculous.
Yeah, and thanks for coming out, for being on here live. Zach, hope that pregame is going well.
Yeah, get drunk, homie. It's the weekend, baby. It's Friday, baby. Fuck. All right. Anyways, that's the TikTok. Do you have the link for the other songs?
I think so. Okay, so the next one I think is it
I think
Jada?
it's Jada. Yeah. Let's get Jada
Yeah.
up in here.
Okay.
Jada, near, are you there? Earth to Jada. I mean, you came in a while ago, so I would imagine if you had to go do something else. But where can we find it, Josh? Are you gonna pull it up? Shall I
I
look
can
for
try to pull it up on my end. Do you have the email still, or do we need a different link?
it? She said that she sent it in, so as long as we can get to the feedback form, I think we should be able to find it. Let's
Okay.
see responses.
Yeah, I've
Let me
got
see.
that here.
Yeah, but while we're in the meantime, Josh, what's your best tip for? I think Rydus, he was talking about recording vocals and guitar, and I was thinking about vocals and ukulele. I would like. Do people record both at the same time, or do they typically do separate? If one or the other, what kind of mic do you use?
Yeah. In terms of the second part with separate or together, the only case that you would want to do them together is if the whole song is just aside from a couple of little flares or whatever. If the whole song is literally just you and your instrument, then that's okay, and it can actually be a more authentic vibe. I think interesting example I learned pretty recently. Blackbird was recorded live, just acoustic guitar and vocals. There's another song that I can't think of right now that also famous song that was done that way, and it definitely gives a more sort of authentic feel, and it's something that you can bottle up the magic in that room in a way that you can't do recording separately. That being said, anything else, like if you're trying to make it an especially modern sounding production, and you've got other instruments, you got to record them separately. As far as the techniques, that's a whole nother subject. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube and all over the internet about acoustic guitar microphone techniques. You obviously need to have the right mic or mics. A lot of people mic with two on acoustic guitar to get the whole body of the instrument, but not strictly necessary. But yeah, again, right, Tess, you can definitely reach out. We can go more into depth about that.
I got I got something from Jada Mosley. It's an attachment, but I'll give you the link in Lightstream and see if you can open it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fucking huge. You might have to log into HubSpot, by the way, but we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see.
Did it work?
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
It worked.
Yeah.
Hello. You might be a little laggy.
Yeah. Can you hear me? It works.
Yeah. So, yo, I am here. Sent the MP3 in the email. What's up, Jada? Glad to see that you're here. Let me see if I can read what she said. "Listen in your car" by Jada Mosley. Bro, I'm in the studio. How dare you say that to me? Like, how am I gonna
I
listen to it in
know.
the car?
I was
I
so
don't got that
confused because
Wi-Fi.
it is. She said the song title is "Listen in Your Car." I thought it was an
Yeah,
instruction, but it's the
yeah.
song title right now.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, cool. Listen in your car, Jada Mosley. I think it's a finished release date TBA. Oh shit, sheesh. Let us know. Engineered by Husky. This is it. Listen in your car by Jada Mosley. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Always with the vibes.
Let's not waste our time. We're in love. I wanna see you more than once a week. 'Cause when I see you, I fall down to my knees. I wanna run into your arms.
Nice.
Confess my love to you. Wanna write songs that you listen in your car. Give it all the thing but joy. It's just couldn't give you. I wanna be the one to make you feel love, feel love. You say what's
Nice.
the matter, baby? Why you feeling so down? Lately I just want you, baby, but you've been saying you can go without. But I'm so greedy and I'm so needy for you and you to come through. I need you, 'cause I've been feeling and I am needing, oh I am needing you. I wanna run into your arms. Confess my love to you. Wanna write out songs that you listen in your car. Give it all the
Dude.
thing but joy. It's just couldn't give you. I wanna be the one to make you feel love, feel love. I just want you to feel what I've never felt. The feeling of love, feeling of comfort in someone else. So baby, let the someone be me. I will take care of you. I will hold you closely with no plans to leave. 'Cause this is destiny, yeah. So baby, hold on to me. I wanna run into your arms. Confess my love to you. Wanna write out songs that you listen in your car.
The chorus is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just couldn't give you. I wanna be the one to make you feel love, feel love.
Wow, that was super
Nice.
dope, dude.
Yeah.
There's
Holy
a
shit.
point in there, Jada, during the chorus where I think I hear a double and it's pitched down, and
Oh yeah,
that
that's always
sounds
awesome.
so good, so good.
Yeah.
Congratulations! I can't wait till that releases.
Hell yeah.
Josh, what do you think, Doug?
Sounds super good. I mean,
Wow.
you always kill it with the vibes of the beat and your writing and all of that. Because it reminds me a little bit of Sabrina Claudio, actually. That
Deep
sort
cut. I don't
of
know.
sultry vibe.
Mm.
She's really good. She's like an R&B type
Mm.
person.
Mm.
But yeah, that's super cool. I was okay, so beat comes in, like beat sounds great. Vocal comes in, a little bit of an issue with filtering. So to me,
Mm.
the vocal was sort of like a half telephone effect sound almost, because I think it was just
Too much cut off on the low.
yeah, just too much cutoff on the low, maybe even on the highs somewhere or in the mid somewhere.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
it's always good to cut to get rid of extraneous stuff, frequency
mhm,
information you don't need. But if you go too close, you start to cut out the body of the actual sound itself, the vocal or
mm.
the instrument or whatever it is. So you know, if you're mixing it, you sweep up, and then as soon as it starts to lose some of that, you back it off just a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
such a
generally the
delicate game.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's a game of subtlety and iteration, but I mean, isn't it all, right?
Yeah, I've actually
um,
so in mixing a couple of my songs recently, I've found even at least in Ableton, there's a way to do low cut with like a different slope. So you could do low,
oh
not
yeah,
low
you
cut.
can
It's
choose
called what, high pass
a
with a different
different,
slope.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and like even if you like, I would say it. I see what you're saying, Josh. I could almost pass for it because it was very very close to being I think like pretty listenable and pretty radio ready. But maybe it's even like a matter of slope. Just change it from an Ableton. It's like 4 times the slope versus the regular one. If you went from 4 times to regular, I think it would have been fine. I don't even know if that's what you did, but yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
Josh. I'm interrupting you. I'm getting drunk. So
No, no, it's good. I don't know if you're mixing in Ableton or Logic or what.
it's
Um,
engineered by Husky, but we
it's
don't know.
usually oh yeah, but either way,
Mhm.
it's like number of decibels per frequency range segment or whatever.
Ye-
Uh, that could be it. Also, just changing where the cutoff is. That honestly, that was pretty noticeable to me.
hmm,
It
that's
you
cool.
either have if you're gonna do the telephone thing and it's intentional, that's usually for like a smaller part of a song, like that wouldn't be on the vocal for the whole thing.
Hmm,
Uh, then it needs to be like you need to like either go all in on the telephone effect or not have the telephone effect.
I see.
The halfway point is just like it sounds a little bit like nasally or something that's a little bit weird about it.
Hmm,
It's missing some of that body again, some of
hmm,
the richness of the vocal.
hmm,
So that's the first thing I noticed. Then like bass comes in. Bass I thought was really well. The bass itself was really well mixed. Like it felt really tight. It felt full.
hmm.
Great, right? I just thought that it felt like between the what the bass was doing, what the beat
And the
was doing, and what the vocal was doing,
yeah.
the arrangement of things like almost spatially, not necessarily like stereo,
Hmm,
but like the bass felt like it was right here and it was taking up the whole bottom half basically of like the view sort of.
hmm,
And then the vocal is also right in front, but like a little bit too narrow. And then the beat was like sort of way behind that stuff. And those backing vocals, which were so good, were barely audible
that's
because the
true.
other stuff was just totally overshadowing it, like right in front. And those were just they were lost in the distance.
Hmm,
So I feel like things need to come more or less onto the same plane, sort of like depth wise.
hmm,
They don't need to be like all on the same plane, but they need to be closer together. Because
hmm,
right now, like the bass and vocal are right at the front, and everything else is a mile back.
hmm.
Um, Part of that's like level. I think the bass probably should come down a little bit, or maybe just like duck or dip the some of the upper like mid range or the lower
I
mid
thought
range
the
even of
kick.
the bass.
I thought the kick itself was really loud.
Yeah, it could be the kick, honestly, too.
Yeah.
But just back that stuff off a little bit, bring the backing vocals forward a little bit, and maybe brighten them up a little bit too.
Hmm,
There's an interesting phenomenon. There's a number of ways that the ear judges how far away a sound is, even when it's in headphones.
hmm,
Uh, the most obvious is volume, right? So the
hmm,
closer something is in nature to you, probably the louder it's going to be. That's number one. Number two is like reverberation, right? So if something's really far away, it's more likely to have a really long reverberation time. And so that's how you can move things to the back of the mix. The third way, which most people don't realize, is with spectral coloration.
Sorry,
Sounds that are
you
closer to
dropped
you
out for
tend to
me.
have more.
Spatial colorization. What was that?
Yeah, so sounds that are more forward, sounds that are closer to you
Hmm,
usually have more high frequency, and
hmm,
sounds that are further away have more of like a sort of like a low pass over them.
hmm,
So if your sounds are too far away and you want to make them closer, make sure they have enough high frequency information. And for backing vocals like this, that could be really useful.
hmm,
Uh, just to make them sound a little bit more crisper and a little bit more upfront and probably stereo panned.
hmm.
Um, So yeah, that's just a tip, kind of a mixing tip for that side.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, aside from that, I mean, I think the song was good. Like, I guess I'll just go through the ratings because I'm sort of doing it already.
Yeah.
Um, Vibes, totally green. I mean, like this is fucking sick. This is
Dude, if we
amazing.
had purple for vibes, it'd be purple.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would give group chat
But
purple on the vibes too, and this definitely purple on the vibes too.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
nails it.
for sure. Then content, a very like a light, again, a light shade of green. The only reason I say that, I thought everything was great except the verse closest to the middle just felt like maybe it went on a little bit long.
Hmm.
There was a point when I zoned out just a little bit in there
Hmm.
and was like, okay, like where are we going here? What's happening? And it could just be that you add more variation to that second verse, so that it's not exactly the same, musically as the first.
Hmm.
Had some little background vocal flares that sort of like are unexpected.
Hmm.
Uh, there's so many ways to do this, and it's a pretty common thing that we talk about. But that was just a very minor observation.
Hmm.
So light green on content for me, and then production is definitely a like develop. There's just, it doesn't really sound cohesive to me yet as a song. The balance frequency wise is pretty okay, but the sort of like spatial element in the depth dimension is definitely like needs to be worked on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the main thing.
Hmm.
Chris, what are your thoughts?
I think that this is really, really close to being radio ready. And what you said, I can see what you're saying. I'll get closer to the mic. I can see what you're saying, and I see the reasoning behind it. And I've heard a little bit of what you said, um, but I think it's actually really, really close than we might, uh, closer than what we might convey on this because we
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
dive right into the details. Like, first of all, I think it sounds like pretty much there. Really,
yeah.
um, there's some stuff. That I agree with Josh in terms of the low cut. I think it's just a tad too much low cut. Um, Arrangement wise, girl, I love the fucking chorus. The chorus is
Oh yeah.
awesome. When you go high like that, it sounds angelic. And I forgot who you mentioned. I'll throw another deep cut. Do you know who Utada Hikaru is? Is a Japanese singer.
I don't. I definitely don't.
Yeah. She has like this high register that sounds super super dope, and Jada reminded me of that a little bit, and yeah, that was super awesome. I think the choruses were definitely the highlight, and I think to piggyback off of Josh's content or comments there with I'm not sure which verse it was. I just know that the lyric was something "hold you closely," I think, and it just sounded just a little bit clumsy, and that was in the verse. But dude, the chorus is golden. The chorus is golden. So great work. Let's see. So vibes green. Like I said, if it was purple and vibes, it'd be purple. Let's see. Content. I think it's a green in terms of content. I think arrangement wise, it's really really well done. Just maybe a little bit of a clumsy line on my own. What is it? Uh, I'm sorry. I'm getting
Opinion.
drunk right now. Opinion. Yeah. It's like what is it called? Subjective. It's subjective.
Yeah.
Because it still rhymes and it fit, but yeah. And then production wise, I think it's I think it's like a yellow to green, really, because I think it could go either way. I've heard people like Lil Uzi, for example. His stuff is pretty high cut sometimes, and I think it sounds pretty decent. But I do hear what Josh is saying, and I had a little bit of thought of that, especially in the verses, because in the chorus, you go into that high register. So if you have a high cut there, and as long as the filter stays the same, it doesn't really affect it as much. But when you go into the lower kind of frequencies in the verses, lower pitches, I can hear it affecting the vocal a little bit more. So me, what took it away mostly, and what I remembered the most was the chorus. So yeah, that's me. I think overall, I'd give it. I'd say it's a good to go. I think it's green. Josh, what's your overall here?
Yeah, it's like sort of hard to communicate it because like sometimes there's a song that is sort of like acceptable in the vibes department and like the overall the
Yeah,
song itself, right? And then sometimes there are songs where it's like this is addicting, right?
yeah,
Like this is so good that like oh my god, this needs to go somewhere.
yeah.
This is one that I feel like is definitely like that.
Hmm.
So it's hard like it's still I don't know. I mean, there's a whole psychology of like what makes people listen to music or not listen to it.
Yeah.
like in large numbers, and like there are reasons why you basically never hear anything on the radio or like on the charts anywhere that is not well produced.
Yeah.
Like you can look, but you probably won't find anything with any major glaring issues. Like there can be mistakes that even the pros make, but it is a factor.
Oh yeah.
So I would say like if anything, it's just like you have this like insane mixture with your song, and the mixing is the catalyst for
Mm.
making sure that that reaction happens with your listeners.
Mm.
So it's so close, but yeah, I would give it like very close to the good to go,
Gotcha.
with a couple of room for improvements like we talked about. I think
Mm.
that mixing one with the dimensional stuff is important though, so I would definitely look into that.
Yeah. We got Jada Mosley said, "Set the MP3 in the email." Oops, why did I read that? Brent Vaughn, yo, this is fire. Shouts
We
out to
got
Brent
that.
Vaughn, bro. Where are you at, man? I freaking love your music.
Hey, welcome back.
Justin MTJ,
Yeah, welcome
love
back.
her voice. Great job, Jada. For real, her voice is ridiculous.
For real.
Um,
Ridiculous.
Vibes. Prod by JMC says, "Yo." Jada Moses says, "Thank you, thank you. Let us know when it releases so I can add that to my library because that was super dope."
Oh yeah.
Shouts out to Husky. Maybe we can give him little tips. Who knows? he might mix better than me, but that's what we heard. So appreciate you. Thank you very much, Jada. Yeah. Do you want to go to the next track here? I think we
Yeah,
have to
let's
dig into
do it.
our chat, don't we? Is that how we get it here?
I'll send you the link in our little private chat here.
Okay.
This is well, I guess we should probably go through the form here first because I think this one is
Avocado.
no, we've got one from Jacob Lingard.
Oh, who's that?
Oh, sorry, it is avocado.
Oh,
Okay, awesome.
Make me rock. All right.
All right, I sent the link in the chat there, and I'll
Jacob
pull it up
Lingard.
on screen for our viewers.
Let's see. Our impromptu mod. It's Little Ducky Cute. We've reviewed their music before.
Yeah,
remember
no,
the name.
That was that one.
Okay. Cool. Make Me Rock. It's the first one here, right?
Yep, looks like it.
Cool.
Right,
Make Me Rock. .mp3. Dream Team. You ready?
And yeah, there's no description. Let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Club beat. Triplet stabs.
Where are the strobe lights? We need strobe lights.
That's true.
Oh, there they are. Ooh,
Ooh. Outside the club type shit.
nice.
Make me rock.
All right, there
Oh
we
shit.
go.
By Lil Ducky Cute. Oh shit. Sorry, it's playing some more. Um, that's a club type fucking. That's like techno club though, not like hip hop dance club. You know what I'm
Yeah, like
saying?
Euro Club.
Yeah, like a Euro club, like in fucking and like it's strobing and shit, and people have like BDSM type shit. I don't know what our audience, is, but you know, like that kind of shit.
Okay,
It reminded me
you're
of.
clipping just a little bit, by the way.
Sorry, I'm like screaming.
Very good.
I used to play a game called Wipeout on the Nintendo 64, and it had that kind of that Euro trance type club shit, and that's what it reminded me of. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. It's like a spaceship racing game. But what do you think, Josh? What's your first impressions here?
If I remember correctly, I think this is a pretty good step up from what we got last
Yeah,
time. That
I was
was a
gonna
while
say.
ago now.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a while ago. I think it
yeah,
was called Untitled, but yeah, it was by
yeah,
Little Ducky
yeah.
Cute for sure.
It looks like there's some new graphics stream team up on
Yeah,
the SoundCloud now.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely a step up. I'm pretty impressed, honestly, by it sounds like there's a lot of like detail that went into this.
mm,
With just, like finding all these different little sound things and like keeping up some good variation. I thought at the very end there were a few too many things that were changing too close to each other.
mm,
And they just some of them felt a little bit like, why is this need to be
mm-hmm,
happening right now? Like
mm-hmm.
it's so cool. Like when that filter thing came in, that was like unexpected and it was awesome.
Dude,
Uh,
you heard us both go, "Whoa, that's
yeah,
dope."
yeah. But
But
then
then
at the end, there were a few too many of those
yeah,
that were
it felt a
working
little
on.
gimmicky because you did it once and we were like, "Oh, this is cool." But then you did it again and then again and again was like, "Oh, okay, this is a pattern."
Right.
I have some comments on arrangement, but yeah, go on, Josh.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, if we want, I guess we can go through
Vibes?
the categories. Yeah.
It's
So
there for a reason.
vibes. I mean, so this one we've talked about. This is probably the most subjective, right? Uh, the vibes, like for me personally, I wouldn't say this is my go-to genre necessarily.
Mhm.
But even outside of that, I think that there's definitely room for just like getting closer to that professional sort of sound of like what you would find at the top of the techno charts or whatever is out
Yeah.
there. Um, and some of that comes through the sounds that you're using. Like some of it's arrangements, some of it's the sounds you're using. It's all of it together that funnels into vibes. But I definitely thought this might be more content related. So okay, so vibes I would give probably a yellow or an orange. I think there's like room to grow there. Um, for content, definitely like some of those sounds, like the kick drum, like the kick and the snare sounded a little bit generic to me, a little
Yeah.
bit stock. I think they could have sounded fuller,
Yeah.
honestly, in this kind of song.
Yeah.
Um, and then also related to content, I guess it's like one thing if this is gonna actually be played in a club
Mm.
and the length becomes a different story there because it's sort of like background music to like get people to dance.
Yeah.
Um, but this, and maybe it was just because it was too repetitive or something. This felt very long to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
It felt very repetitive. It felt like loops, really.
yeah,
We say, Deshaun Kane, what's up? How's it going? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Um, yeah, no, I would definitely say that there's like some thought should go into not making sure it's not too repetitive, and
Yeah.
also like, I mean, realistically, who are the listeners going to be? Like, is it actually going to be playing at a club right now?
Mm.
Probably not, right? It's going to be people who find it and enjoy it. And right now, I think just from pure listeners' perspective, it feels like it goes on a little bit long, and there's a couple things that feel a little bit like I don't want to say corny, but
Mm.
like a little bit generic or something where you
Yeah.
can sort of tell that like, okay, like it's probably possible to make something close to this with just loops in like GarageBand or something.
Yep.
So I would say like, try to find maybe not top of the pile sounds. Like if you can, that might help a little bit. Just being a little more intentional about what you're trying to achieve and like get a heavier kick if that's what you're going for, or a
Yep.
heavier, a thicker snare.
Yep.
And then making the arrangement a little more interesting. So for content, I would give it definitely a develop there as well.
Yep.
Um, production, uh, I can't really tell how much mixing and making sure things fit together well has really gone into it.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't say it's terrible, but my
Yeah.
guess is that you could probably make things gel together a little bit better. maybe
Mhm.
use some clever automation to, bring sweeps in and stuff.
Yeah.
That could be a cool thing to look into with this kind of thing, is bring some sweeps into to sort of build energy at different points.
Yeah.
And maybe have a section that's like a filter thing, where the
Mm.
filter gradually comes up and then brings it back in. That's like a cool club move.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, in production, I would also just probably give it a straight ahead develop. What about you?
Yep. Um. Oh shit! You had to ask me right as I had a burp coming up.
My bad.
No, you good. You good. How could you tell? With vibes, um, yeah. Like we said, it's like a club and Euro club type vibe. Yeah, I could see Josh's. I'd say vibes is kind of like a first impression and like the feel of the track, and it feels like loops to me, which is not bad. But I think loops, when used, they need to be used in a way where arranging doesn't make it super repetitive, because in its nature it's a loop, it's going to be repetitive. But how do you make it such that you take the listener on a journey, um, from start to finish, where they don't get bored, um, that being said, I do think this could be like background music. Like if you're watching the Dream stream and Dream is playing Minecraft, for example, and he wants background music to just fill the noise, that's something where this can come in just fine. But in terms of like if I'm
True.
actively listening an album, or like royalty free music, for example, like this could be in that space. But in terms of like I'm going to listen to Kanye West, sit down and just listen to him speak to me and take me on a journey, this wouldn't cut it, right? So vibes, I think it's a develop, and it kind of goes into content, because I would say content is more of the arrangement side. Yeah, there was just stuff where it felt kind of repetitive. It felt really long. It's 3 minutes, and I don't think it needs to be, unless you kind of take us on a more compelling journey. And it doesn't mean just like throw a filter here, throw a low pass filter here, maybe 1 minute here, another minute here, which is kind of what I heard. And you heard us like for the first time, it's like, oh, contrast, something different. After listening to a minute of loops, this is something different. This is nice. And it was. But then when you did it three more times, it's like, okay, the cat's out of the bag. Like we know this is coming, right? I think we need to kind of tell a story with this. Like if there was some sort of different sections, like you have this club beat that is essentially a drop. It's essentially a drop for 3 minutes, but there's no build up to the drop. There's no rest from the drop. There's no um like bridge or anything like that. There's no journey. It's just all club, club, make me rock. Which is, it works in some cases, but I'd say in most cases it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, even in
so
club music, you want to have, a sort of journey of energy, right?
yeah, typically like the format, there's like um it goes like, so for club, for example, it's like there's a beginning that allows the DJ to kind of mix in that song with the other song. So it's typically a four on the floor kick, kind of minimal stuff going on, so it can match with kind of any song that is in the DJ set. And then it goes into like the beat drops out, and then it's like a singer, and then there's like a beautiful melody that's going on, and the people on the dance floor can kind of sing along, and then it builds up, and all these risers come in, and then all the people are getting super excited because they know what's coming next. Then it's the drop, and then the drop happens for a little bit. Everybody goes crazy. Then it goes back to like the melodic part. People can sing again. That's taking them on a journey, right? Even though if it's kind of repetitive, because I could call it from here, but it takes me on a journey. This one, it's basically just all drop. So in terms of arrangement, I would try to really, um, draw out like a journey for us to follow. So I would give this an orange, because I think it could go much further than what it is now in terms of leading us through the song.
Yeah.
Production wise, I like Josh said, I don't think that sounds that bad with production. Um, Maybe kind of gelling things together. I think giving it kind of an overall space to work with. That's kind of a hint to what I think should be done, is just kind of give everything, route it to a master reverb bus, such that it can kind of blend in together. It sounds like it's in the same room, something like that. Yeah, it all sounded kind of dry, kind of stock to me. So production, I would say yellow. And for my overall, I think it's a yellow. I think it could be developed, but I do think it's a step up from what you sent us before. So good work. And
Yeah. Totally
yeah,
agree.
did you
Yep.
give your final score? I think.
Yeah, my track total I would say develop as well based on comments from before. Yeah, but this is definitely a step up from what you had earlier, and it sounds like there's a lot of detailed work that's going into it, so that's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sending us stuff. Looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah, thanks for being our mod for the stream too. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah,
That's super awesome of you.
that's great.
We didn't even ask for it, so beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
All right, I think we've got time for 2 more probably, which is gonna be so first we've got K Suave.
Okay, Suave, he turned it in.
Oh, but Chris,
Sorry, what's up?
Chris, you should turn if there's a volume knob on your mic, you should probably turn
Sorry.
it down a little bit. It's been distorting pretty badly for the past few minutes.
Shit, my bad.
I don't know why mine keeps doing that thing too. Okay, I'm gonna get this pulled up here. Let's see if there's a Uh-oh. Well, now the stream can see it too. So we need access to the file.
Damn,
it
okay, Suave
seems
did it
like.
again, bro. Shit.
Fuck. Yeah, so make sure you make it shareable when we do that. We can go to the other one for now and then come back. That should be just fine.
Bro, also, I just saw the
You're
project.
still clipping, bro. You're still clipping
Sorry.
a lot. Super loud.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
now
me
you're good. Yep.
Okay, I was just saying that project description for the last song, he did say brilliant mixes, it's loops booming, wow. So it sounds like he did use
okay.
loops, which is okay.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, if you're gonna use loops, take us on a journey with it. Don't just loop.
Nice.
It.
All right, let's do the next one for now, and if we can get access to that, that would be sick.
The boy KD, yeah, K Suave. If you're listening at from work, bro, you have to give us access. Try to send us the link without the need for access. Appreciate you.
Yeah, just go into your sharing settings on Drive for the file and make it accessible to anyone for the time being.
Oh, bro, this is a music video too.
Ooh, let's go!
Fire! All right.
Literally firecrackers here.
Yeah,
fireworks.
Dude. They look like they're riding out here. What's going on?
Let's go.
He's also got that drip. Look at that bag. All right, cool. You ready?
It's a finished release and there's no description. Yeah, let's go for it.
You guys give great feedback. I appreciate the effort. Appreciate you, dog. Damn. Did we give feedback on you? I don't know, but yeah, thanks. Are you ready?
Let's go. Thanks.
All
right. Yep. Let's play it.
This is 3, 2, 1.
So where you are?
Oh, this is gonna be drill. This is gonna be drill.
Every blood clotting.
Let's find out.
The cellar blood clot.
Look at that edit.
Half a man. The cellar blood clot. Nickelbagger with pussy all same thing.
I escort your blood
It's
clot
drill,
is
bro.
happening a bit.
Pussy.
Drill, bro.
The word is X-Dot. Pussy all idiot boy.
Let's go.
Say something.
Yeah.
I tell you fucking boom. Sit the fuck down before we start squeezing in this bitch.
Bust that whip his ligament, talk him and then fuck that, now I'm sick of it. If I pull man's chest, I'm hitting it, chinging it, devil flesh, I'm getting rid of him. When I block that whack, call me diligent, one in the window, ain't no militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust him, just a little. Bust that whip his ligament, talk him and then fuck that, now I'm sick of it. If I pull man's chest, I'm hitting it, chinging it, devil flesh, I'm getting rid of him. When I block that whack, call me diligent, one in the window, ain't no militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust him, jizzling. It's a scary sight, look and see this, she run out, shout out, aye. Stab my straight in his eye, now it looks like Faber holding his eye. Pierce the stretch to the cries, I'll shoot off at them like boom, bye. Smash man's head like ice, I'll leave a score to scatter like dice. I'm tryna get this bread, no loafing, try out topic on hold this poking. Get split into two like I'm combing, pot is weak, pot of lime is doming. Put the light to his head, tryna let that ring like Morvis, don't start moaning. I'm a bull man's head and again and he know this, no type of joking. You can look at my wristwatch, look at the time, it's time to leave in red like lip gloss. I'm a pop man's belly like Rick Ross, TikTok, I already made pounds off TikTok. Swing my left hand till I block my spine, or swing my right hand, make him cry like Milo. Put him on screens, cause it won't be viral. Shank a man up, make it scream them high notes. Rocking a weapon, filling it, kicking it, rip his flesh cause I'm sick of it. When I back my fist, I'm flicking it, chigging it, open chest like I'm chilling it. When I jump on the beat, I'm killing it. Bad one says down cold, she's feeling it. When I bust in her mouth, I'm feeling it. Haha, past on my mate, that ain't chilling it. Bust that weapon, his ligament, talk him and then fuck that, now I'm sick of it. If I pull man's chest, I'm hitting it, chinging it, devil flesh, I'm getting rid of it. When I block that whack, call me diligent, one in the window, ain't no militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust him, just a little. Bust that whack, his ligament, talk him and then fuck that, now I'm sick of it. If I pull man's chest, I'm hitting it, chinging it, devil flesh, I'm getting rid of it. When I block that whack, call me diligent, one in the window, ain't no militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust him, just a little. Chop a man up like Goldberg, push my shank in his neck so his throat hurts. I keep talking man if you don't know where, pull man's head in his chest with cold work. Chop a man up like Goldberg, push my shank in his neck with floaters. I keep talking, man, if you don't know where. Put man's head in his chest with cold work. Bust that whip, his ligament, rip his flesh, cause I swear I'm sick of it. I'ma swing my hand when I'm dipping and drilling it. Put man's neck, can't get rid of him. When I brought that whack, call me diligent. One on the window, in a militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust I'm jizzling. If I lean, I'm cocky, lock it, and blast that whack from my shoulder. In a photo rover, put him in a ball like Bobanize up in a coma. Open up his chest like a folder, smash his head in again with a boulder. If it's not with a boulder, burn like smolder, come back again like a scolder. Bust that whap his ligament, talk him and then fuck that, now I'm sick of it. If I pull man's chest, I'm hitting it, chinging it, terrorist flesh, I'm getting rid of it. When I brought that whack, call me diligent, one on the window, in a militant. Alone, wait, fling at your shoulder, bust I'm jizzling.
Nice.
That's like professional as fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shit.
That's crazy.
You want to go first on this one?
Oh shit. Sorry, I'm just playing another song. Fuck. Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad that it was drill because it just felt like it was gonna be a drill song. So when it came up, I just knew it. That tuck, tuck, tuck. Dope voice. Got a super deep fucking grimy voice, and it goes with the kind of bars that you're spitting, all that fucking violence, killing. I'm not gonna accuse. I'm not gonna say anything, but you know, violence, all that shit. There's some dope shit you're talking about. Like I think you said like swing your hands, and then there was sounds coming in that were like sword clashes. It was super cool. The voice is super deep, very gruff. Yeah, it just goes hard. I think the only thing in terms of first impressions go is I think it just went too long. That's all.
Mhm.
Like I thought the flows, pretty top notch. The production sounds super good. Like
Yeah.
no complaints. I just think it just goes on a little bit too long. Unless you're gonna switch up a little bit more, you kind of do the classic drill flow. But yeah, super solid. That's my first impressions. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I thought it was pretty obviously super solid as well.
Yeah.
Um,
How'd you find us, bro? What the fuck? Like the
yeah.
video, the edits were crazy.
Yeah. Let us
Um,
know.
super
Um,
professional. Like
yeah.
you're going up. I think there's 10Ks on this video, but yeah, there's gonna be more. So
Yeah.
glad you found us. Glad you submitted. I always want some drill on a Friday, so
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea what's going on, but there's still like even more, almost more distortion than before. I don't know what is going on exactly there. I don't know if you have a compressor in the chain that got turned up or something weird is happening. I'm still
Or
hearing
where
a
the bass or
ton. No, on your voice, you, Chris.
my voice? Oh shit.
There's so
My bad.
much distortion right now. I don't know what's going on, but
Sorry. I'm
um,
drunk.
no, I don't think it's you. There's something in the signal chain happening there. I don't know exactly
Fuck
what it
me.
is.
All right. I'll figure
Um,
it out.
but anyway, I just wanted to make sure for viewers and everything.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I don't have quite as much insight into this as you probably do.
Hmm.
But I thought it seemed like pretty much in with the whole drill thing.
Mhm.
It
I mean,
was
he was talking
fucking fun
violence, so
to watch and
I
listen
don't do
to.
that shit. Disclaimer: I'm not of that breed. I appreciate it, but
I
I'm
thought you
not
had
part of that breed.
expertise in that. What the fuck?
Nah, dude, I ain't out here doing
Right,
what he's doing for sure. I
fair,
practice my martial arts. I wrestle in my
fair
butt,
enough.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I punch some people in the face, but I don't do this shit. So
dude. Again, are you sure you didn't just
it's
turn
hard.
it up?
Me? Oh,
Yeah,
my vote.
it's clipping so hard.
Test,
I have
test,
no
test,
idea
test.
why.
How's this? Is this better?
Yeah, no, it seems a little better now.
Thank you.
It's like it keeps coming back. It's weird.
Deshaun Kane says, "You get great vibe, blah blah blah." Not yet. Just normally people say nice track. Thank you. That's what we're trying
Oh,
to fucking change.
he
This
sent
is
a
fire.
yeah,
Deshaun, hold on, wait, was so hard for sure. I do want to say it sounds a little bit derivative of Pop Smoke, but in drill nowadays, who is not derivative of Pop Smoke? He's got the deep
right,
voice, but this guy
right.
brought his own kind of gruffness to it. Like it's like, "Ugh." Like it's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
and like Pop Smoke does the as like an ad lib, but this guy's whole voice was so
right,
it was kind of
right.
dope. UK rappers are a cheat code for real. He sounds fine for me. Maybe a little distortion, but I didn't notice. He's helping me out here, dog. But yeah, Josh is the sound guy, so I'll trust him. But appreciate you, Deshaun. Yeah, so I think vibes for me. This is fucking green as shit. Is hard. is super dope. I think it's going exactly what he wanted. Music video is kind of run of the mill, what I'd expect from drill. You and all your homies kind of posted up dancing. Uh, I saw some fucking iced out fucking jewelry. I saw some motorcycles. I'm not too big into motorcycles, but it's probably a Ducati, shit like that. Like
Oh
you're
yeah.
flexing, you're talking your shit, and you're going super hard in the beat. And the edits, the transitions were super crazy. I'm a fan. Very, very cool. Content wise, I think I'd give it a yellow to green just because it did seem a little bit repetitive getting on the tail end. Like if you cut let me get on the right page because it auto played to a different song for me. It's 3:30, 3 minutes 30, which and nowadays is like a fucking marathon. Like, if you cut that off at 3 minutes or like 2:45, I think I would have been happy. I still am happy after listening to it, but it's just a little bit too long. I think you repeated the hook a lot, so let's see. So production, that's a green. It's well done. It's professional. This is exactly what we're talking about when it hits a threshold, and then it comes to just subjective points. Um, this is professional. Some people's songs, I would say, even go too long for my taste. So I would say this is just completely professional sounding. Great work. And I could see this kind of getting bigger and bigger. So, Josh, what else do you got? What's your in depth?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of in depth here, just because I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
On all fronts, pretty much. I would say vibes for what you're going for, definitely a green. Uh, yeah, man, it's cool. And then for content, I would have to agree. There were points when I felt like it was going a little bit long. I was kind of surprised to learn that it's 3:30 because maybe like in this genre specifically, or just in hip hop in general today, there's a lot of SoundCloud stuff that obviously is shorter.
yeah.
But I mean,
It
again,
has
if you
my
go to
vibe too. So
sure, but if you go to the mainstream charts, like 3:30 is pretty average still.
mhm, mhm.
So I was sort of surprised that it's 3:30, but it feels so long.
Yeah.
It might be because there's elements that stay exactly the same basically through most of the song.
Yep.
Uh, and it's just another reason to either make it shorter or change some things up. That's the equation. It's so fucking common. We see it all the time. You're trying to get your listeners' attention and hang on to it. That's the whole game. That's what
Mhm.
the algorithms are looking for. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, that's what I would say on content. I would give it probably a chartreuse on content.
Yep.
Because otherwise it's good. And then for production, I was initially going to say I thought that the vocal was a little bit too heavy,
Mm,
or like a little bit too much low end, not enough high end kind of thing.
mm.
But I think it worked well with the vocal style and with the vocalist, because the vocal itself seems to be very like heavy, like a thick vocal.
Yep.
Um, so I think it worked pretty well with that.
Yep.
I wouldn't take anything else. Otherwise, yeah, production sounds super professional. It's crazy how like when there's really good production, you sort of don't even notice how good the production is. You just notice that you're not focusing on it. Like you're not like hearing things that are out of place. It's
Yep.
interesting. So yeah, that was good. I'd give it a green for production, and then uh, I think overall I would probably give it pretty much a good to go. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say necessarily it's my kind of vibe, but I'd say it's just about there for good to go. It's pretty professional.
I think for me it's between green and purple. Um,
Hmm.
I think just the fact that my experience was kind of um, you let my experience of it, the initial kind of sound of me discovering you, um, you let that new novel experience of me discovering you get old because it was kind of really repetitive. So
Right,
I
right.
think if this was honestly, if this was like 2:45 and I got enough of what you wanted to say, um, I probably would have put this as purple. And me saying that out loud is kind of like it sounds superficial to me, like, oh, it's just if the content was that great, but it was just repetitive, like why are you not putting it in purple? Well, purple is to get purple. It's a high stakes here. it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's a high quality. Like you have to give me that attention and then like not make me tired of listening to you. So
right.
I think what you got going on, your team, your people making the music video, your people in the back here that are hyping you up, you as an artist, and then whoever made the beat and whoever engineered it. What you guys got going on is special and it sounds professional for sure. and yeah, I could see you blowing up pretty soon. So keep going, man. This shit's super dope. For me, this is a green. It's in between purple and green, but it's a green. Yeah, that was dope. I didn't
Let's
think we were gonna
go.
get drill. This is our first drill track. I think this is hard.
Yeah, this is legit.
You go ahead and tag that real quick. Do we have another song?
I think we have one more. It might be from the same artist though.
The boy?
I believe
No, it's
so.
Deshaun Kane. It's Deshaun Kane, isn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe it is actually. Let's see.
Me in the chat. I don't know if you're still there, bro, but thanks for backing me up.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I like my vocals and my excuse me, streaming vocals nice and loud, but maybe too loud. Oh yeah,
It's
it
clipping
is.
so hard. It's there's something that's been going on where there might be some cable thing or something. I don't know what's going on exactly, but it's changing a little bit. Yeah, there's some serious clippage
Was it
happening.
fine before?
It was fine earlier. Okay, so now I could hear a bunch of room noise. Like suddenly the gain went way up or something. I don't know what's going on there.
How about now?
Yeah, it seems relatively okay.
Okay. I just turned
Actually,
off my fan.
it's still clipping. It's not the fan. It's the gain is super hot. I don't know why.
Test. How about now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay.
It sounds
Cool.
pretty normal now. Okay.
Last
All right,
song?
you got to yeah, I think this is the last one. I'm going to have to go pretty soon this quick.
Yeah. Deshaun Kane.
Yeah. All right, we got it pulled up.
Yeah, I got it pulled up. I like the little profile picture here you got going on. It's like its own style. I don't think I've ever seen a style like this. It's sort of claymation, but cute, not weird looking. So nice.
Yeah, it's his profile on Twitch as well.
So it says self-produced splice, and I'm not the greatest at mixing help. We got you, bro. Josh has a great ear for that shit.
Let's go.
This track is private. So Deshaun Kane, Fall, WIP, 3, 2, 1.
I will fall
Vocals.
Yeah.
every time you call my name. I will crawl every time, endure the pain. All I see is flaws inside these walls, inside my brain.
Nice.
Oh my,
Yeah.
my God will fall and let you in inside my veins.
Come on.
I will fall. I will crawl. And you know I'm always telling what I see. Cutting through my soul, making sure I always bleed. People say it best for me, but I won't leave. Quitting is a little more difficult than it seems. I make a run for it, but I'm used to it. I'm just running in circles as I'm losing it. It's like I have a wish, but I'm not using it. I try to stop the cycle and it starts up. I will fall. I will crawl.
Oof.
Whew.
God damn. I love the
Wow.
fucking swing on those drums, man.
Yeah, man, that's nice.
That's
Fuck.
dope. He's got some soul in his voice too.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Chet Faker.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh,
Chet Faker,
that's
and he
so
works
nice.
with Flume a lot, and Flume does that fucking crazy drum shit. But
Yeah. Left Alone was that collaboration between them, I think.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
one of them.
One of them.
Ooh, yeah, man. I like this a lot. Like aesthetically, this is really cool. I think it goes well with the album art there, the profile.
Sure.
It sort of feels like one of those things where you find it and you're like, oh shit, like who is this? You know what I mean? Like you're like, this is like an artist I should maybe like look into. Like they're kind of up and coming and they have a unique style.
For sure.
I like it a lot.
Hmm.
Should we go into detail, or what are your first impressions?
I think you nailed it with vibes. Chet Faker, X Flume, for sure. Maybe
Hmm.
with a little more soul, but Chet Faker's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
there's something else to it too. It's like
Yeah,
there's a remnant of that. There's definitely something unique here as well.
yeah. I mean, he kind of put in there's kind of like a mix of pop and hip hop verse at the tail end there. You heard me say "There it is." I wanted that earlier, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, vibes. Yeah, Chet Faker X Flume kind of captures it a little bit too
Mhm,
perfectly for me. I think it's green for vibes. I love the swing in that shit and the drums. Guitar sounds pretty crunchy. Vocals sound pretty decent. Content, I would want to put the verse earlier because I did think the just got a little bit, just a hair too repetitive. I would have put the verse a little bit earlier to avoid that. So it's green to yellow for me in content. Production, I heard like a high ringing tone in there, and it was
mm,
kind of persistent throughout the whole track.
mm,
So you're saying you're not the greatest at mixing. The first thing that I can kind of offer with mixing, I kind of do this with every single instrument that I'm working with. I do a frequency sweep where I turn the Q all the way up. It's kind of like the sharpness of your filter um, when you're EQing stuff, and then just look for the harshest frequencies that you can find. I do this a lot in vocals, but I think I might have heard it maybe in the snare because it kind of went up when the snare hit, but it was kind of present throughout all of it. So I would try to look at each instrument and see where you can find a very high ringing frequency. But what you do is take a frequency band on your EQ, turn the Q all the way up so it's really sharp, so it only highlights a very narrow band of frequency. Solo that band so you can only hear what's in that band, and then sweep it to find anything that's super harsh. That's very loud compared to everything else, and I think you can find what's happening here. That's what I'm hearing mostly on production side, and I would give it a yellow because I would definitely go back into the mix and try to fix that before I release it because it's borderline getting hard to listen to as a listener. Be like, what is that annoying ringing in my ear? Like this track bops. It swings really well. Your voice is super dope. It's just there's this annoying ringing sensation in my ear. Like, how can I fix that? And I think that's what I would try to do. So, yeah, those are my three scores. What do you got in depth, Josh?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and see if I noticed the ringing thing. I might have heard a little bit of like some sort of high frequency thing that was in there and kind of like distracts just a little bit from the cleanness of the rest of it.
Yeah,
Um, the thing that I really wanted to hear actually was like whether on the first chorus or maybe like you have like a bar or two where you don't have it, but I wanted like like a bigger foundational bass to
mm,
come in for the chorus a little bit because
mm,
I just feel like without something a little bit more high energy somewhere in the song, probably towards the end somewhere, it feels like there's something missing a little bit after listening through it.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
I just think
It feels a
it
little
needs.
hollow.
Yeah, like, I love it sort of feels like it's making you wait for that energy burst, right? Especially with having the more foundational base underneath things, and that's especially because you've got these sort of discombobulated somebody calls this, like, the discombobulated funk, I think is what they call it, where
I
you've
fucking
got
love it. I
like,
love
yeah,
it.
like a not sort of a non-standard drum rhythm and you know, a little bit of swing, like, love that.
Yeah,
That I feel like the one of the big purposes of that is it sort of like, leaves you wanting more, sort of, like, it sort of kicks you forward in this way where you don't know what to expect,
yeah,
and you could sort of give, some resolve to that cycle by bringing in you know, a big low foundational bass and
yeah,
some maybe some other stuff in the chorus to make it even bigger, and then you
yeah.
can bring it back, and I think it just adds some of that variation.
Yeah,
Um,
you heard me say it. Like, I was like, "Oh, I love how sparse this is," and that
yeah,
right
yeah,
there is kind of
I
saying
like that too.
absent of space. But, like Josh was saying, it leaves us wanting more to for it to be resolved by something that's not so sparse. And what is a
Right.
great thing that's high energy and that fills the space? Bass. So
Yeah.
I agree with
A
that.
and that's something maybe that even explains when we talk about, like, having, like, variation in your song and stuff, this
Yeah.
is a good case study for, like, there's variation throughout this whole thing, right? In, like, the what the drums are doing, and, like, you don't always know what to expect. It definitely leaves you hanging. But I think the biggest overarching principle at play here in a lot of different places is contrast, right? Like the thing that creates the beauty is having the contrast on all these different axes. Like whether it's sparseness and then fullness, that's
Mm,
a big one, right? Like there's so many pop songs out there that have an extremely sparse chorus,
mm,
right? Like Justin Bieber hit number 1 on like what song was that? He had a couple of songs that were just an electric guitar and a vocal for
mm.
like almost a minute at a time with
Yeah,
occasional backing vocals. And it's the biggest stuff in the world. And then like of course usually the chorus comes in and sometimes it fills in with a resolve in the repetition of the
yeah,
chorus, which can be one way. But a lot of this flume stuff in Chet Faker will be sparse during the verses and then really full and
boom,
and
boom.
repetitive during the chorus. Yeah, with like a
Yeah,
groove that's a little bit more predictable and
dude.
brings a low end foundation in.
Drop the Game. Have you heard of Drop the Game?
Oh, I
That's
love
what
that
I was
song.
thinking of.
I
Dude,
love that
that's what
song.
exactly what I was thinking of. I haven't heard the
Yeah.
other one, so I'll have to check out.
Yeah, there's some great stuff there.
Super
But
dope.
I love the fact this is, like, similar to that, but there is, I think, enough uniqueness, of course, you could still build that out in your artist personality and all that stuff, but it's on a really good track.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. So,
good
I mean,
job.
I would say Vibes, oh, man. Yeah, Vibes is obviously green, like, love it.
Yeah, even with your profile
Super
picture, it goes well.
Yeah, no, the whole aesthetic feels, cohesive. I like it a lot. Then for content, I would say like very close to green, just because I think we talked about a few arrangement things that could probably be improved on to make it really, really, really killer.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and then for production, again, I would say overall it sounds pretty good. You've done a pretty good job for saying you're not the greatest at mixing. Um, so yeah, I think I would give production um, a light shade of green as well. A couple of things
Neat,
we talked about there, but they're not really any like glaring issues, I wouldn't say, which is
neat.
great.
So
So
he's
yeah,
been going off in the chat a little bit. So he said, "Thanks, bro. It's kind of like a character thing I'm going for. I think that's in relation to um, the profile picture there. It
nice.
says, okay, thank you guys. I also want to add some more harmonies, build the second
Yeah,
hook a little bit more.
that
Yeah,
could help.
that sounds decent. I do think that the hook was a little bit louder compared to the verse, so maybe up the verse a little bit because I like where the hook's sitting at, and it's also some layers on the hook. So yeah, it just sounds really full in comparison. Awesome. Yeah, I want to add a bass. I'm just not the best at adding things, haha, but I plan to figure one out for sure. And if you're using Splice, like you're bound to find one that can fit. But
Yeah,
yeah, good
or
luck with that.
or
Make
try to
your own.
put something in. You might have to make your own. Yeah, which
I
is
have a hard
something that
time with bass. I love making melodies. Bass is
yeah.
really hard for me to do, but it
Hmm.
might come natural to you. So yeah, go for it. Or
Yeah,
try.
maybe. I mean, it's a good thing to learn eventually, right? If you're gonna be making your own music, you might as well know how to make stuff from scratch as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Even if it's just basses, right? That's like a common thing that people do themselves because it's not always easy to find one that fits your time signature and all that stuff.
for sure. And he says, I need to look in those artists. Yeah, for sure, dude. You sound like them. And they're
Yeah.
really good. Start
Holy
learning
crap!
swing, yeah.
I can't.
No,
I
dude, don't copy them. Do your
well,
own thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
Don't copy them,
learn
but
from them. Learn from them. Yeah,
I'm appalled that he says he doesn't know them because it
dude,
sounds like
Flume is
there'd be
like my
influence.
favorite
Yeah,
producer right now. Like
nice.
he's one of the all time like favorite producers for sure.
Yeah.
But
All right.
cool.
What
Thanks,
about
man.
should we get to track totals? What do we think?
Yeah, where am I at? I think it's green to yellow, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that you're. That's kind of the perfect zone to be in as a work in progress. So
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
the content there is really good. I think uh, your just talent kind of comes out. It's a bop. It's got a groove to it. Like I said, I'd put the verse in the beginning, or closer to the beginning, just to because the chorus kind of drags on a little bit. And then some of the production things you can kind of make it more full, but the core of it is really really good. So good job.
Yeah. I would say the same. I'd give it the chartreuse lemon lime
Sure,
Sprite.
truth.
Well, Sprite is clear, but you know what I mean. Somewhere in there, there's just a few things. But this is also one where it's like, oh my god, the core of it is so fucking good. We've gotten
Yeah,
a lot of these today where it's like, yeah, man, I love the song. Definitely would add this to my library.
mm,
Um, but
for
uh,
sure.
but there are things that I think can be done to take it to the level that it needs to be for consumption
Yeah,
uh, to be consumable, something that the pros refer to it as a lot.
Yeah.
So
Marketability.
yeah, and it's adding the seasoning to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Sauce.
so yeah, I would say this is awesome. I cannot wait to hear more from you,
Yeah.
and to hear this one when it's if you make changes to it and all that stuff.
Yeah, bro. Listen to that. Chet Faker drop the game with
Yeah.
Flume. Super dope.
Mhm.
He
Yep.
says, "Dope. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you too, dog. Thank you
Appreciate
very
you.
much.
Yes.
Tell your friends." Cool. All right,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You have
So
anything
yeah,
else, Josh?
no, I think that's just about the show for today.
Yeah.
Everybody, make sure you should definitely follow us on. We haven't really mentioned this enough on our Insta up
Instagram,
over there
Discord.
somewhere.
We have
Yeah, you can join our
playlists on
Discord.
SoundCloud. We have playlists on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you guys send us music. We have a team dedicated to finding where those releases are and giving it the proper promotion that it does deserve.
Yes,
So, and if
there's
you submit and you get a purple, you get on your own very special exclusive playlist.
very
And
special
there's some
exclusive.
purple-esque songs here. There wasn't any this week. It's exclusive. Like you got to be really, really good.
Yeah,
But
there's
there's
at
some that are
least
close for sure.
there's at least like at least three songs from this stream that if they were revised just like a little bit, that last 10%, they're definitely top tier tracks in my book.
For sure.
Um, but yeah, that's what it's all about. Keep sending us stuff, please send us revisions. Get working on it. I'm sure you guys are already working on it, but send us
Mhm.
stuff when it's updated, or send us other tracks. We're always happy to help out.
Yeah. If you need
And
a
yeah,
second
we've got what was
third
that?
ear. I said if you need a
Oh yeah,
second ear or a third ear. Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's really all about the resource of perspective, which is surprisingly hard to come by.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, you can find all
Oh, I
those
have
links
heard
to.
of Drop the Game. I just didn't recognize the names. Haha. Yes.
Oh,
Good
nice.
stuff.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can find all the links that Chris mentioned to the playlists. Everything that's submitted here that's on streaming services publicly goes into the submissions playlist automatically. You can add that on Apple Music or Spotify. Again, links are in our link tree on our Instagram page, so follow us on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, hope to hear from you guys soon. We will have more updates for you as always, clips from the stream, and soon enough, some pretty big stuff. So
Oh yeah,
just stay
bro.
tuned on that.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
building a platform, dog. Stay tuned. We're trying to
we
code this
sure are.
shit, but not code.
Yep. It's a
Cool.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We
Yeah.
will see you again very soon, and have a great weekend.
Appreciate you, Deshaun. Peace.